Hello, how are you doing? I am your host, King. My kings and queens. What I would like to talk about, my kings and queens, is if you have, if you're very smart, very intelligent, but sometimes you might say things backwards, or you might say the wrong things. You might put your foot in your mouth. Please don't get discouraged. Please don't get frustrated. Please don't get upset. Please don't feel sorry for little you. It happens to the best of us. But behind every silly mistake, there is a genius breakthrough. Behind every silly mistake, there is intelligent discovery. Behind every silly mistake, there is a smart lesson to be learned. You understand? So look at every mistake and make you smarter, intelligent, and a genius. That's correct. Look at a mistake, a silly mistake, as a learning lesson, as a learning tool toward a better you. Look at me, give you quotes after quotes. But seriously though, it could be with the girls, it could be with the ladies, it could be with the baby. You say something backwards and then you feel it's the end of the world. Don't feel that way. Even if the kids say they don't care, let that make you more witty. So if the kids say that they don't care, you can say, you know what? That's not the end of the world. Um, you say, even though you don't care, that doesn't get me. What gets me is if you give up. If you really want to impress me, if you really want to inspire me, how about you do your work, do what you're supposed to do? I know you have it in you to do great things. I know you have it in you to do greatness and excellence. And I accept nothing less but the best. And you can say, just as you gave it your all, and the other class, I expect you to do the same thing. In my classes, you could do it, and I'm not gonna give up until you do so. Even though you don't care, it's not the end of the world. It's only the beginning. So you don't have to care, but I expect you to do what you're supposed to do. You know what to do. So when they say they don't care, you say you don't care, but I know you know what to do. You gotta do what you gotta do, but word it correctly, word it right. So this is what you can say to the students. If the students say they don't care, you can say just even though I don't care might be all right. What might be better is if you did care. Imagine if you did care, or you could say, I know you think I don't care. Oh, this is what you could say. I don't care. I know you think I don't care. It looks cool on you, but will look real cool on you is if you did care because I know you know what to do. So that's what you could say. So if the kids try to act tough and think that I don't care, it's cool. You say you know what look cool on you is if you did care for a change every once in a blue moon. If you did you work here? And if, let's say the class made a mess and you say, you know what, the class is record. If you say they don't care, you can say, I know you think I don't care looks cool and tough on you, but what will look cooler on you is if you did care. I don't care is all right, but I do care is all right. You see the difference? You say, look at this. It's 25 of you. Who's going to step up? Who's going to get those step up points by doing the right thing? I know you have it all in you to do great things, to do excellent things. This is the step up time. This is big boy time. This is big lady time. This is step up time. Who's going to step up and be the first one to pick up the papers, to pick up the pencils? You got to, it doesn't, and be careful with it by saying it doesn't have to be spotless. But who's going to do it? Even if you have to do the first move, pick up the pencil, pick up the paper, but don't do all of it. But you say, if I could do it, if I could make the first move, so can you. If the class has everything in math, if it's 5 or 10 minutes left in the classroom, don't be afraid to tell the students to do what you wanted to do. And to say why, because it's the right thing to do, and I know you could do the right thing. So that's an example of setting a tone and get a class to do what you want to do and speak and see. You have conversations. Maybe which what you get a hard, what you are having a hard time in saying and doing is your social common sense might need work. See, your hand being good with your hands, common sense is great. Your thinking, common sense is great. Your organization, common sense is great. But when it comes to talking to people, talking to ladies, networking, sometimes you might fall flat on your face and you may put your foot in your mouth and say things that you regret. But here's the thing: you're more closer. to your breakthrough, your speaking breakthrough, then you give yourself credit. See, you may realize that you wasn't supposed to say it, so you're smart enough to realize that you made a mistake. So if you're smart enough to realize that you made a mistake, you're smart enough to fix it. You're smart enough to not make the same mistake. So you're in a win-win situation. The, don't listen to say, see, the whole town is laughing at you. Don't say nothing. You always got to be politically correct. You always got to be a robot. You always got to, and Drew, you got to think before you speak, but I want you to have fun and communicating with people. Don't think that always going to be work talk to ladies, work talk to babies, or this work to communicate where you're not going to get far, where you're going to get in the friend zone, where you just going to just talk to ladies and not really go on dates or hang out with them or spend a night with them. It's not going to always be like that unless you, let's say, let it think like that. So the main thing of the video is to learn from your mistakes and keep on going. Don't shut down. Don't be shy. Don't be reserved. Don't be sulky. Don't be sullen. Continue to be the best version of yourself. Happen to the best of us. You're very smart. You're a genius. You're resourceful. You're clever. You're witty. You just sometimes might say things that's backwards or say things that maybe you spoke too soon. Maybe you gave a little too much information. So go with the basics. To stick to what the questions asked. Stick to what people's asked. I don't want people to say, "Oh, I didn't say that." So that's why I don't volunteer a lot of information. You want to be nice to people, but don't volunteer information. Don't be too nice or too patient, if that makes sense. Just get in what they're asking for and stick to it. Say it once, twice, three times, but then change the topic too, so they don't get all into your business, and so you won't feel thrown off guard by um, being too nice or too lenient or giving too much extra information. You understand? Let them ask one question after the next. It's similar to you being a notary or similar to Shark Tank. That's correct. Because see, with the notary, you be nice, but you gotta be assertive. You can't give them extra information. Because you give them extra information, then you may not get sales, or they may change their mind at the closing. You gotta stick to the question that's being asked. You just tell them the what, not the how, not the why, with the paperwork. That if you do that framework or that blueprint or that format, this will help you with a lot of common sense social situations, so you won't feel socially awkward, so you won't feel as if you don't know what's going on or know what you're saying, know what you're doing. Because most of the time, you do know what you're doing. You're an excellent speaker. You know how to enunciate your words. You know how to pronounce everything. You have extended vocabulary. You just gotta take your time. Um, Sometimes you might be tired or not feeling well, but don't let that get the best of you. Shake it off. Even if people might bring it up a day, a week, a month, a year from now, but what let the break you make you stronger. This is gonna make you stronger. This is gonna make you better. This is gonna make you bigger. I just want to. I'm here to tell you that God is gonna give you a lot of situations, a lot of social situations with ladies with babies, where it's going to help you to use that as practice. Don't resist it. Don't say, "Oh, I don't want to talk anymore because of the mistake that I made in the past." Don't listen to say no. Listen to fear. Don't listen to anger or frustration. That's the fear, anger, frustration. That's Satan talking. So if the ladies is talking to you, if the babies is talking to you, if people are talking to you, don't push them away. Don't fight them. Um, just use this to get better with your speaking. Now, sometimes I know sometimes people might want to talk to you for a long period of time, um, and you not to overstay your welcome to. You could talk to them for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. But you got to talk to them for an hour, 2 hours. If that's too long, if that's too overwhelming, make it easy for yourself. Be pleasant to people. Be respectful. Be positive. Be upbeat. Be yourself. But if you feel that it's overstaying your welcome, you can say, "Look, it was great talking to you, but I have to go and do other things. We can continue this conversation at a future time." There's nothing wrong with saying that. There's nothing wrong with cutting people off. That's what help you uh, let them know that you have a life, that you have other things to do. But let me give you an example of some social situations to avoid, so you won't look silly or say, "Dad, did I do that?" Well, I shouldn't have said that. Did I say that? For example, let's say you had a fender bender. You do have to tell the cops or your insurance every little detail because they're money hungry, they're blood sucking. Don't trust them because they don't care about you. They're out to get you. They're out to make money off of you. That's correct. Worse than the IRS and the tax collector. So if you tell the insurance that you have fender bender, you want to report them, that could add points to your license and make your insurance cost sky high. So you want the insurance to help you. You let the insurance help you by you keeping your mouth shut. Because if you be truthful to an insurance, that's where it can mess up your credit. You got your insurance similar to your credit card. If you tell them every little thing, that's where it increase your insurance. I know it seems as if it's going backwards. I know it's confusing. It's frustrating, but that's how you had to play the game. Now, if it was a big accident, that'd be different. But if it's a little accident, you arrange it or organize it with the driver. Maybe send a note and with your phone number. You could call them and see if they could settle this between you and the driver. Or if the driver's in the car, then you could pay the driver $100 or $200, opposed to telling the insurance where they may charge you $1,000 or $2,000. And then they want to drop you after you was being truthful, doing the right thing. I know it seems unfair. I know it seems as if you might be being sneaky or storing, but you gotta protect yourself. Once again, if it's a little accident, please don't tell the insurance or the cops. If it's a big accident, if a bumper came off, or if it's significant enough, then maybe tell the cops or the or your insurance. Maybe use weigh the pros and cons and see play by ear. Yeah, let's play by ear. That's one of my favorite quotes. Let's see what happens. But if there's a little crack, if there's a little scratch, very noticeable, please don't tell the insurance or the cops because most of the time, 90% of the time, uh, they have to help them instead of helping you. They're helping their company. They're helping their police force instead of helping yourself. And please, similar to Good Burger. You remember how what was it? Ed was about to tell the ingredients, and I think Keenan was telling Ed not to tell the secret ingredients. You never tell anybody your secret ingredients because if you do, they'll make money off of you. Don't do so. Don't let people make you fall off your game where you tell people your secret sauce. Don't tell them your secret sauce because they say, forget this. I can buy my own secret sauce. I can buy my own secret ingredient. So that's the two things you don't do. Yes, it's life skills. It's common sense 101. Don't tell the cops. Don't tell the insurance. Um, if you had a little accident, a little fender bender, very noticeable. If you did 1, 2, or 5% damage to the car, you don't tell them nothing. You keep that hush hush. You set that with the driver. You take care of that with the driver. Give them $100 to $100. Secondly, you don't tell people your ingredients when you selling your product because you're making money off of you. You might as well put yourself out of business. See, those two things that can help you with life, that can help you make it big with the Shark Tank. That's similar to you telling the Shark Tank your ingredients, and then they all say that they're out because they made money off for you. Sure, you gotta split the partnership with them, but don't tell them your ingredients unless they are paying you millions of dollars. Save it as a last resort, if that makes sense. But if they're not, I want to do business with you, don't tell them your ingredient because they can make millions of dollars off you, but then they didn't split the profits or they didn't split the business with you. You understand? That's similar to you telling people your ingredients, but they didn't pay you. You see, you want to use common sense. You want to think before you speak. You gotta say, is it worth telling your ingredients? What would I get out of telling the ingredients? See, you helping them more than people helping you when you tell people your secret sauce, your secret ingredients. Don't be a people pleaser, or don't be eager to fit in the crowd. You compromise them more than they're compromising you, if that makes sense. So that's why, um, even though I know using social conferences can be a lot of work, I know it can be overwhelming. But once you know how to use it right, that can help you to be more shrewd. That can help you to be on top of any situation. It can help you to be on top of your finance. It can help you to be a felicitator. I think it's a felicitator. That's the way I'm sticking to it. But at any rate, I think you get what I'm trying to say, the logistics of what I'm trying to say. And if you do say something that might be backwards or doesn't make sense to people, don't go in the bathroom, don't hide behind the curtains, own up to it, but say something witty. Yeah, that's all. Um, Even if the kid say something smart, you say something witty. You're not doing tit for tat, but it just let you know that you're holding your own. You're not letting them steal your joy. You're not letting people bring you down. You're not caring about what people think. You say something silly. You say it's similar to you fall off, off the bike, but you get back up. You keep on riding. So if you say something silly, don't be quiet forever or get sulky. You keep on communicating with a smile. You got it? It's similar to stuttering. Treat stuttering. You might be speaking well, but then you start stuttering, then people, one or two people make fun of you. Don't start crying or anything. I know it could be frustrating. I know it might sting. I know it might hurt, but just keep on speaking. A couple seconds or a minute later on. But if you are upset and you don't want to blast that person or get that person or lash out on the person, you could maybe get yourself together, go outside, get some fresh air, do the 4-7-8 breathing technique. Woosah, have a woosah time for 5 or 10, 15 minutes, get yourself together. Then later on, you come back rejuvenated, better than ever. Then you could continue to talk as if nothing that haven't happened. But this is important. I'll keep going on and on. I'll make these long videos. But the reason I'm telling you to ace this social common sense thing, because being social, a good speaker in conversations, it does go hand in hand, because this can help you not to sign your life away. Once again, with the notary, whether you are a notary or whether you are buying your own property, you want to make sure you dot your I's and cross your T's and know what you're getting yourself into, knowing what you're saying, knowing what you're reading. So that's why I keep on going on with this, with whether it's um, notary, whether it's real estate, whether you're buying property, whether it's Shark Tank, whether you're in a car accident. This is life skills. I always teach life skills. I know I go all over the place. I know sometimes I say the same thing, but I do this for a reason. And the word I was stumbling upon is a facilitator. Facilitator. 5 syllables. And that's another thing too, is if you ever stutter or stumble over a word that you know how to say, but you getting tongue twisted, um, you just say how many syllables is that word, and I help you to say the most difficult word or the most tongue twisted word or the most confusing word. Just wanted to share that with you in terms of reading, speaking, communicating. Even if you had to give a speech, you want to say that big word in front of people, and you know how to say that word. You just use the hands and you just say facilitator. 5 syllables. I know that might seem funny, a little awkward, but if that's going to help you to say the word clearly and enunciate your words without stuttering, then so be it. You have to do what you have to do. It is what it is. You can teach this strategy, strategy to the kids, to the babies as well, so they won't fight each other, but um, do what's right with these words. A part of speaking too is asking questions too. Excuse me, my stumbling self, my stuttering self. Let me say it clearly. A part of speaking is asking questions as well. Don't be afraid, even if you ask the same question, if they say you said that already, or that's what I just said. Don't shut down. Don't feel you did something wrong. Don't feel that you're the worst person in the world. It happens to all of us. We're human. So if a person say that, don't get defensive or anything. Just keep on communicating. Just continue to let your light shine. It happens to us every once in a blue moon. Don't let the person bring you down. If they sound a little harsh, a little mean with it, it might be accidental, it might be intentional. Just continue to carry on a conversation if it happened. Don't hold it in though. You say, you know what? I know I might have slipped a little bit, but I was a little harsh. I was a little mean. That hurt my feelings. Don't be afraid of saying how you feel, what's on your heart, what's on your mind to friends or a family member. Don't be afraid. That's what they're there for. If they act insensitive, they act as if it's not a big deal. Still, don't shut down. If you want to leave a little early, you can. If they hurt your feelings to that degree, so be it. Once again, you can say, you know what? I know I gotta get together. I know I gotta focus. I know I gotta pay attention to details. But that was a little strong. That was a little harsh, don't you think? I not trying to make excuses for myself, but not I'm not feeling well. I had a long week. I just wondering if you could give me a little leeway, a little leniency. Be prepared for the answer too, because they may say, no, I can't give you leniency because we live in the real world. The real world doesn't give you leniency. Let's say you be on a talk show. Let's say you be on David Letterman. Will he be lenient on you? Now he'll overplay. He will say, "Well, you didn't have coffee. Well, you woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Well, you didn't eat your Wheaties. You didn't eat a lot of food. So I can't give you leniency. So you gotta respect people. You can still be upset, but still respect people criticism too. If you ask a backward question, tell them how you feel, but be prepared for their answer as well. If they don't sugarcoat it the way that you want, or if they don't understand you the way that you expect them to, because it is true too. Even though they could have said it better, but also understand why they might be coming harder at you too. Because you could be on national television and you say a question that doesn't make sense. They say, "Huh? What? Are you supposed to be a doctor? You supposed to have your stuff together. You can't be making this type of mistake all the time." I know, see, people might be keep on going on and on with it, but I know it's tough. I understand both sides, so that's why you got you have to think with you have to think before you speak. And I know it seems as if you don't have room for error, and I know it seems as if you have to be perfect or you can't make mistakes all the time. And I know it could be frustrating, but it just work, do your best, and being the best version of yourself. That's the best I can say in terms of speaking. You're not doing this for people or for approval or to kiss their tails. You're doing this for the betterment of yourself. You're doing this for you to get more out of it for you. Yeah, it's similar to work. You get the best performance at work for yourself because it make you feel good, because it make you happy. Well, speak to make you feel good, to make you happy. Do it for you, then you do it for the people. Just as you work for you to get paid, then you work for the people. Well, speak for you first, then it will transpire for the people. If that makes sense. So do it for you. Just the same way you do it for you for work, then you do it for the people. In terms of working, do it for you in terms of speaking. Do it for you first, then do it for the people in speaking. If you do it for the people, then for you, then that's where it's gonna be make it more work, make make it more visual, then you make it overwhelmed, then you make it depressed, speaking depression, then your speaking common sense may decline. But if you do it for you first, then for the people, then your speaking common sense will grow drastically and help you be analytical. This is not rocket science. And that's another thing with science too. With science, you use your common sense and analytics. You breaking something hard to something easy. It's not none of that with speaking. Don't let it be a science project. It doesn't have to be. Just have fun. Tell jokes, even if it's corny, even if people don't get it. Do it for you. You're doing it for you. See, that's what I'm saying. When you do it for you first and the people, you don't care what people think. No matter if they don't laugh, you took the chance, you took the courage, and said the joke anyway. See, and this is for the ladies too. When you talk to the ladies, you talking to them for you first, then for them. See, if you um, go and talk to the ladies for them first, then for you. That's when they're gonna friend zone you. That's where they're gonna beta zone you. That's where they're gonna nice guy you, and you won't go far with them. I'm telling you now. But if you do it for you first, then for the ladies, that's where you could get a relationship out of them. You could get a girlfriend, you could get a wife, you could get a baby mama out of them. Maybe not right away, but you stick to it, be consistent. I'm telling you, this could change your life. So, as I told you, just as you will work for you first and the people, communicate for you first, then the people. Communicate for you first, then the ladies. Communicate for you first, then the babies. This will help you be a better ladies man, a better educator, a better leader, a better preacher and teacher, a better business person, a better businessman, a better entrepreneur. Speaking similar to the journal, how you do the journal for you, don't you? You write the journal for you, then maybe the people. So speaking similar to a journal, how you just let it, or let your thoughts run wild on the paper. So let your thoughts run wild, and it'll take you to new heights and take it to the next level with speaking. So treat speaking similar to a journal. And I know it's the same, but it's different because with the journal is more private, and you may share the journal with certain people who you're close to, who you love or respect. But it is similar too because you're not holding back. You are speaking what's on your mind. You are practicing freedom of speech. You are communicating, so that's why speaking and journal writing it does go hand in hand. So even when you write in your journal, it can help you be a better communicator. Believe it or not, when you um, speak it, it might help you to be a better writer. Speaking and journal writing goes hand in hand. Speaking and writing goes hand in hand. So sometimes maybe journal right before the situation comes might help you to communicate better. In other words, for example, journal write the day before your speech may help you to give a better speech by saying, "Oh, I'm nervous about my speech because I don't want to stutter or stumble, but I'm going to do so anyway." Um, God's going to put the words to my mouth, and the next day you know it, you hit the ball out the park in terms of your lecture, in terms of your speaking ability. And another thing, I want you to think before you speak, but don't overthink before you speak too, because then that's where you won't even try by saying, "Hey, forget this." Because when you overthink, that's where you overwork. That's where you're trying too much. That's where you're being too forceful and too willful with it. So I want you to think before you speak, but don't overthink, because when you overthink, that's the same thing as fear. That's the same thing as you make excuse by second guessing yourself, and that's where you lose the confidence. So think before you speak once, twice, three times, but don't do so 4 or 5 times where you overwhelm yourself and going in circles and give yourself a headache and losing sleep about it. That's not uh, what speaking is about or communicating is about. Treat communicating as an art. There's different ways you can communicate. Treat communicating as you decorate your Christmas tree, um, inside or outside your home, where you can be creative and clever as you like. And remember, communication is your practice. It's the same thing as practicing riding a bike. It's the same thing as practicing driving. You know it's going to sneak the driving in there. So treat communication as it. That's going to make you better, bitter. It's up to you. Communication can be your best friend or your worst enemy. A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush, or you can kill two birds with one stone. I like that. I like to put it together just like that. You like how I jazz it up, didn't you? If you say something backwards, if the kids correct you, don't storm at them and say, "Oh, you shouldn't be correcting me like that." You can say, "My bad. I'm sleep talking. I'm sleepwalking. My bad." You gonna tell the principal on me? You gonna tell the dean on me? You gonna expel me? What you gonna do? Fire me? Never that, Jack. What I'm just trying to say is when you make a communicating mistake, you just laugh at yourself. Have fun with it. Have fun with the mistake. Don't take it seriously. Don't report it to the police. Don't report to the FBI or anything. Don't broadcast it. Just have fun. Tell a joke and See what happens when I say, oh, just I messed this up. See, what I'm trying to tell you is you can be the smartest person and make the most silly mistakes. It's similar to you being Jordan, how you won the most games, but you lost. You you won the most games, but you missed the most shots. That's what I'm trying to say. So you could be the Michael Jordan of speaking, where you made the most speaking mistakes, but you had the most speaking success, if that makes sense. So similar to Jordan, how Jordan won the most games or the most championships. I know he didn't win the most championships, but he won more than enough. But he also had his fair share of losses, and he had his fair share of missed shots. So if Jordan could do it, so can you, in terms of speaking. And Michael Jordan is a good speaker as well, believe it or not. Yeah, Michael Jordan, who I say is an influential speaker, Denzel Washington, Judge Mathis, Master P. The list goes on and on. And Barack Obama, of course. So if they can speak well and carry themselves and govern themselves accordingly, so can you. Thanks for listening to me for 32 minutes. I think I said everything I needed to say. Keep your head up when speaking, when communicating. Be confident. Don't second guess yourself. Don't apologize. Don't say please. Don't say sir or ma'am too much. That's not necessary. Just let your character do its talking. Let your personality do its talking. And the rest will follow. This is interview skills. This is networking skills. This is Shark Tank skills. This is teaching skills. This is lady man skills. This is life skills, all rolled into one. Remember, I told you two for the price of one, killing two birds with one stone, a bird in the hand's worth two in the bush, and all that good stuff. This is win-win for you when you know how to speak, sell yourself. Big. You are a salesperson. You're a salesperson. Speaking, you can. What I'm trying to say is, you can start selling stuff by being a good speaker, and it starts with selling yourself. Uh, Getting to sales starts with selling yourself. Um, Getting into notary starts with selling yourself in terms of speaking. Getting into Shark Tank starts with selling yourself, selling your skills, and what you bring to the table. It starts there. So if you want to make it far in Shark Tank, in the notary real estate world, and being an entrepreneur, and teaching and being a ladies' man, it starts with selling yourself and being confident in yourself and what skills you bring to the table. I don't mean to sound repetitive, but I want to make sure that I emphasize it well enough so it could linger and marinate in your intelligent genius brains. What I'm trying to say is you can stutter, you can stumble, but still be a great, excellent speaker, storyteller. That's the only thing I'm saying. I think I said everything I need to say. Thanks for listening. Please have a blessed day. See you later. Stay blessed. God bless. I will talk to you later. God bless.